Hey, good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning to all of you. I see you, Deborah Johnson. Good morning to you. Yes, happy October. It is a beautiful morning in Ohio, it really is. We've had rain. It's like so good to see my grass turn green. Regina Shorts, good morning to you. Robert Holman, grand rising to you. He said, the Lord has blessed you again. Listen, grand rising. Yes, he has. I see Shardinia, good morning to you. Jackie, good morning to you. Marion, good morning to you. I'm excited to read your pastor's book. Shirley Nicholson, good morning to you. And I see you, Miss Gina. Good morning to you. Y'all, if you're wondering why I'm so excited. What's up, Kim Edmondson? I'm just excited. The joy of the Lord is my strength. I am so excited. A lot is happening. So as we are waiting for more people to tune in, do me a favor, y'all, hit that like button. If you have another device, reach out and say, hey, come check it out, because we're going to go deep today. We are going deep today. Y'all have me all week today. There's no guests. There's just me this week. And I did that on purpose. I intentionally did that you all have me all week. And then some of you were also saying, can we just get you? Well, no, because there's some other people that have great things to share. But this week you do get me. So as we're waiting for other people to tune in, do me a favor. Share one way you plan to volunteer this election, or how will you engage within your community about this election? If y'all would do me a favor, go ahead and put that in the chat. And good morning to everybody who's tuning in through our audio platform. I love y'all's emails. Keep your emails coming. I just love something about the audio platform. And the audio platform is mostly outside of the Ohio area because of the streaming platform that we use. So I'm just glad that y'all be hanging out with us as well. But anyway, put in the chat one way you plan to volunteer this election. I see my brother coming in here. Good morning to you. Or how you will engage within your community about the election. Go ahead and just share that. Kim Edmondson says, I am volunteering with Souls to the Polls. I cannot wait for that. I'm so excited about that. Although I do not reside in Franklin County, I still participate in that. And we're going to have some big fun that day. So I'm excited about that. It's just to even mingle with the people, to have a great time. I'm speaking with people. Deborah Johnson says, I am writing to people to encourage them to vote, and we'll take Souls to the Polls. Yes. Talking about writing. Listen, y'all been volunteering my behind off. Listen, I have postcards, and I got a whole lot of them, and I can't write all of them. And the script is in here. You can make up your own script. You have your labels. Good morning, Davia. But I do have packs of 30. I have packs of 30. Wass Harris. Yes, I do. That's y'all know. I'm not even going to pretend that I'm voting for somebody else. And then, although he's not in my area, I have, I shouldn't say he's not in my area. He is in my area, but I have also packs of Sherrod Brown as well. So I have several of them. So if you live in Central Ohio, you want to meet up with me to get a pack or two, let me know. I had the blast, y'all, hanging out in Fairfield County. I was in Lancaster. It's an hour and 15 minutes away from me. But when I was looking for people who were looking for volunteers, they were the ones who responded. So I went there, hung out with them. If you were on my any of my social media, I took a picture of the office. It was an old school office, a beautiful, cute little town. But let me say this about that. They are some serious workers. People who do not look like me, and they're much older than me. They ain't playing with this election. They're not playing with this election. I was the only one looked like me in there, but I had a blast. We had great conversation. I was asking them, are they anxious? They were like, no, but we cannot give up. We got to make sure we do this all the way to the end. because the polling is really tight. So listen. So I was writing, my hands are cramped. I wrote on Saturday, I wrote again on yesterday, but just to hear them and their excitement, y'all, just to volunteer with other people. So if you have even 2 or 3 people who want to get together and write postcards and have conversations, again, I have a lot of these things and we need to get those out. Debbie, I'll grab some. Girl, I'll bring them to your house. You can come to mine, whichever you want to do. That sounds like a winner. Yes. Jackie's, good morning, Adrian. Shirley says, we're working the polls and donations. Yep. And by the way, the postcards, because, this is how this happens, okay? Because budgets will change based upon where they want to move money to, based upon tight races. So in Fairfield County, at one point, they were also giving the stamps to go along with the postcards. Now they're asking us to donate the stamps and make sure we mail them. So listen, you're going to have to come up off some cash, but it's worth it. It's your donation to the cause. Jackie says, I plan to volunteer. I don't have my glasses and nowhere close, so I can't even read this. At one of the campaign offices, just waiting for a call as to when. Now, Jackie, you may want to keep reaching out to them. I learned that myself, whether it's an email or phone call, because the volunteers are always changing. What one volunteer may have said to you, and they may have written down your name and number, and it's not their fault. It's not their fault. They're constantly changing hands, and people are constantly coming and going based upon the schedule to work. You may need to follow up with them, and please don't take it personally. That's just the way things are moving. Y'all, we are 35 days away. So things are now becoming a little bit more chaotic. So just be patient with them. Deborah says, I need some of those postcards. I can find you too. Look, you and Davia can meet at my house at the same time. Look, I didn't clean this weekend. Mary Jackson says, unable to volunteer, but encourage others to vote. And I'll be taking souls to the polls. Yes. So that's what we do. That's how we do it, y'all. And we just have to keep going with it, y'all. Okay. All right. So 12:01. This happened. Oh, before I get to that, happy birthday, Jimmy Carter. Y'all, he turned 100 today. It's an incredible milestone. Of course, he's the first former U.S. president to live for a century. This man, he's like, he ain't going anywhere until he can vote for Kamala Harris. He made a quote at his home in Plains, Georgia, where he still lives. He says he is delighted by Kamala Harris presidential campaign. And he said he's just waiting to send his ballot. As soon as early voting starts in Georgia, he's ready to do that. And he prayed that he lived long enough to be able to vote for her. That's what he shared with his grandson. So I wanted to say happy birthday, Jimmy Carter. I know, Kim Edmondson, you've been waiting for him to turn 100. So he is 100 years old today, and that is so, so exciting. All right, y'all, 12:01. This morning, this happened. Dock workers strike shuts down ports everywhere. Despite the last-minute talks, 45,000 dock workers at 36 ports on the East and Gulf Coast went on strike after their contract expired without their union, the International Longshoremen's Association, and the U.S. Maritime Alliance, which representatives the port, the operators, container carriers coming to terms on a new one. They're like, we don't know what's going to happen. So y'all, the impact of shutting down the ports alongside one of the U.S. West Coast ports will remain open might be massive. They're not sure. And listen, they're saying be patient with that. So if you ordered something, I don't care if it's Amazon Prime, you might have to wait. Analysts, now get this. Analysts estimate, it will cost the economy $5 billion per day. And a protracted strike could lead to shortages of items like food, bananas, canned goods, water, cars, create holiday shopping stickers strike. Do we really need this? But many retailers, now get this, I want y'all to hear this because I want to talk about this. Many retailers have been preparing and brought items into the country earlier this year. So hold on. Y'all knew that y'all's contract was going to was going to expire 35 days before the presidential election. Okay. And you couldn't have worked something out before then. All right, I see what you're doing. All right, so I love this rundown so that you get an understanding. We need to connect all the dots of what's happening here. This rundown by Noah Bierman, Los Angeles Times Washington Bureau, who was in the press room yesterday, broke this down, so I'm going to be using that on News in Motion. We get permission to share stuff anyway. So President Biden and Vice President Harris are closely monitoring the strike at the East Coast and Gulf Coast ports. The president has directed his team to convey his messages directly to both sides that they need to be at the table and negotiate in good faith, fairly, and quickly. He's like, I ain't playing this. So I'm not going to read all that. But then he goes on and talks about that the president has directed the Supply Chain Disruption Task Force to meet every day and to prepare to address potential disruptions if necessary. He also directed his team to continue engaging extensively with labor, industry, state, and local officials. I want y'all to see who's all connected here. Ocean carriers and rail and trucking companies. They're all of these people. These are all the players, y'all. The administration has already conducted dozens of meetings with industries on their plans, including multiple meetings with retailers. Y'all hear me? Grocers, grocery stores, listen, manufacturers, and agriculture. Since taking office, the Biden-Harris administration had developed a comprehensive whole-of-government approach to monitor and to address potential supply chain impact. Of course, coming out of COVID, as well as the Key Bridge collapse in Baltimore. So I want y'all to listen to how this is connected. Department of Transportation. On Monday, the DOT officials met with businesses that will be affected by labor disputes to continue their ongoing dialogue to unpack the supply chain and provide an update on the administration's efforts to encourage the parties to negotiate in good faith. So they've been out there, they've been meeting, they've been talking, they've been encouraging the conversations to continue. That's the Department of Transportation. And I just want to say again to Noah, you put this thing together, and I'm reading word from word of everything you said. Listen, the Department of Energy. So we have Department of Transportation, we have the Department of Energy, y'all. The administration is taking action to monitor and address potential impacts on consumers of labor disputes at East Coast and Gulf Coast ports. The strike at these ports will not impact crude oil, gasoline, natural gas, and other liquid fuel exports and imports, as such operations are handled by other workers. So when y'all hear all the spins, remember, if you see gasoline going up, Kim, I saw your post that across the street was higher than the side you were on. They can't blame it on the White House or the administration, this strike, because it has nothing to do with it. That's why I'm reading this to you, and I'm slow walking this because we need to understand, because this is going to be a talking point when it comes to the election. So again, the strike at these ports, that's the East Coast and Gulf Coast ports, will not impact crude oil, gasoline, natural gas, or other liquid fuel exports and imports. No. So if you see $5 in Ohio for gas, that's called price gouging. All right, Department of Agriculture, USDA. Now this is where we should be concerned. The administration is taking action to monitor and address potential impacts on consumers due to the labor disputes at East Coast and Gulf Coast ports. They say that their analysis shows that we should not expect significant changes to food prices or the availability in near terms. However, if this strike prolongs, we will see the effects in the grocery stores. They're talking about ports of goods, strong domestic agriculture production. They hope that they're not going to see any shortages in the immediate, but it could impact. Kim Evans said, yep, educate us on the strike, please. Listen, Listen, so people are already lined up at places like Costco, BJ, and what's the other one? Sam's Club and others. They're saying, please don't rush to do that. Now, we don't want another toilet paper and Clorox and Lysol issue. So y'all, come on, don't hoard. Like, get you some packs of paper towels and get that. But y'all, come on, leave it for all of us, okay? Yeah, we can work together and do this. So the goal here is to pray that they get to the table. But I think it's really weird. Like, yeah, 35 days before y'all knew this a long time ago. Okay. So the other Department of Health and Human Services. Now on Monday, HHS, Health and Human Services, met with trade associations, distributors, manufacturers, and other stakeholders to assess vulnerabilities and supply chain impacts. Now, current preliminary assessments indicate immediate impacts across medicines, medical devices, and infant formula for consumers, parents, and caregivers will be limited. Now, y'all don't go clear out the baby section of formula and go on Amazon and charge a crazy price. Y'all, let's not do that. Let's not do that. What's up, Dr. Antoinette? Let's not do that. So if you know that you need medication, contact your physician today. Can you go ahead, get me medication through the end of the year? And let your pharmacist, your doctor determine if that can happen. I'm sure pharmacies are going to be inundated with all types of calls, especially if they're, if it has to be a refill or whatnot. So y'all, medication, medical devices, infant formula, and that's for consumers, parents, and caregivers will be limited. Okay. Let's not go crazy, but I want to inform you. Okay. So this is out of the Department of Human Services. So we have, I'm trying to think if I'm missing anything. So we have Department of Health and Human Services, Agriculture, Department of Energy. Remember, it will not impact crude oil, gasoline, natural gas, or other liquid fuel exports or imports. That's the only place it's not going to affect, okay? But it will deal with Department of Transportation, okay? So I just want y'all to know, you only hearing that right here on News in Motion. No one else is breaking this down, but I want to communicate this to our community so that then you have, I'm asking you to go and share it with other people, okay? Send them a link to this YouTube, tell them to check it out to see what's happening. Kim Edmondson says, don't go clearing the shelves, people. Please don't, because there may be people who really need some things. The other thing is, y'all, we need to stop buying up stuff and then think, hey, this is going to be in demand, so I'm going to set up a Etsy store or Amazon store or Google store or Shopify store, and I'm going to put it up here so that I can charge this crazy amount. Don't do that. People are in need, so let's not do that. All right, y'all, so again, because I want to go to the Federal Reserve. All these things are connected. I love what I do. All these things are connected. And I say that and I'll say this. I was in my feelings saying, I'm done after November the 5th. Yeah, I was lying. All right, y'all. Analysis estimate that it would cost the economy $5 billion per day. I want y'all to hear that. $5 billion. So today is $5 billion. $5 billion. $5 billion. We just got rate cuts last week from the Federal Reserve, right? Yeah. So CNBC reports that Fed Chair Jerome Powell made it clear when speaking at a conference on yesterday that the central bank is willing to keep bringing interest rates down, but that how much and how fast will depend on the economic data. Well, it just went out the window at 12:01 a.m. $5 billion, boom, today. $5 billion. Now, Jerome Powell says that the economy is solid and we intend to use tools to keep it there. That's a direct quote from Jerome Powell. But then he says that this is not a committee that feels like it's in a hurry to cut rates quickly, and that they will be closely monitoring this strike. $5 billion today, gone out the door. But let's talk about this, y'all, because we got to connect. Do y'all know how much these campaigns are racking in right now? Commercials alone. 10 billion, 25 billion, $100 billion has already been spent. Let that sink in. I just want that to sink in just for a moment. Just for a moment. Because if you are not a registered voter, I am pleading with you today to become a registered voter. Yo, this is no joke. I realize we don't see this on the 24/7 news hour. We normally get sound bites, or we get that this is happening or that's happening. We talk about this is what this crazy man is saying at his rallies. Why we keep bringing him on the news, I have no idea. And this is what's going to happen. And by the way, y'all, the debate, the vice presidential debate is tonight. CBS News. Two women, I'm like, it's going to be night and day. Two women are hosting this tonight. It will begin at 9 p.m. Eastern time on so many platforms, but I want you to check it out. But listen, if you are not a registered voter and you're saying, wait a minute, medication, infant formula for my adult parents, or for those who may have special needs and they need this type of formula. When I think about products, canned goods, water, bananas, produce, and so forth, when I think about the Department of Transportation is more than just the trucks you see on the street, okay? What all falls under the Department of Transportation? You need to consider, where's my voice? And if I feel a certain way, I need to be registered to vote. All right, you still have time. Alabama, you have until October 21st. Alaska, you have until October the 6th. Arizona, October the 7th. Arkansas, you can do it all at the same time. California, October 21st. Colorado, October 28th. Connecticut, October the 18th. DC, District of Columbia, October the 15th. Delaware, State of Delaware, October the 12th. Florida, October the 7th. Georgia, October the 7th. Hawaii, November the 5th. Idaho, October the 11th. Illinois, October the 20th. I don't know why I keep wanting to put an S on that. Indiana, October the 7th. Iowa, October 21st. Kansas, October the 15th. Kentucky, October the 7th. Louisiana, October the 15th. Maine, October the 15th. Maryland, October the 15th. Massachusetts, October the 26th. Michigan, October the 21st. Minnesota, October the 15th. Mississippi, you can do it all at the same time. Missouri, which means you got to do it by November 5th, okay? Missouri, October 9th. Montana, same time. Nebraska, October the 18th. Nevada, November the 5th. New Hampshire, same time. New Jersey, October the 15th. New Mexico, October the 8th. New York, October the 26th. North Carolina, October the 11th. North Dakota, you can do it at the same time. Ohio, October the 7th. Oklahoma, October the 11th. Oregon, October the 15th. Pennsylvania, October the 21st. Rhode Island, October the 6th. South Carolina, October the 6th. South Dakota, same time. Tennessee, October the 7th. Texas, same time. Utah, October the 25th. Vermont, November the 5th. Virginia, October the 15th. Washington, October 28th. West Virginia, October the 15th. Wisconsin, October the 16th. Wyoming at the same time. These are all online voter registration deadlines. Listen, y'all, I took my time to go through each of them. I know I ran through them quickly. I did so because this is important. You need to know. You need to know. So there you go. There you go. All right. Because this is already causing shenanigans, Kim Edmondson, that's your favorite word there. There's two places in conversation with Lincoln Project we need to talk about, and that is Florida and Georgia. All right, absentee ballot instructions. And yes, y'all, I'm taking my time. I still have a whole lot of news. We'll see how far we get today. Absentee ballot instructions for Florida. make sure you are registered to vote by October the 7th. Okay? Florida, October the 7th. Tell you what, this is a brand new day. This is October 1st. Can you just do that today? Just do it today on your break at work, after you drop your children off at school, while you're sitting in line to pick up your children, while you get ready to go to the grocery store. There's going to be a line because people are going in there to clear the shelves. Whatever it is, today. Forget about October 7th. Can you just do it today? Do it today. Now, you apply for your absentee ballot online, or you can pick up an application in person at your local election office. It's so important that you hear this, those of you who live in Florida. You just can't go to the library to pick it up. No. They say the only place you can go to pick up an application is at your local election office. Now, if somebody has got a makeshift table outside of Kroger, no, walk away. As tempting as it may be, walk away. You can only pick it up from the local election office. The people playing out here, they're going to give you something that ain't right. You're going to find yourself in jail. Okay, so just walk away. The only place in Florida you can pick up an application is at the local election office. Can somebody type that in the chat? That's the only place. Now, fill out, sign, and date the application and submit online or return by mail or in person by 5 p.m. on October 24th. I'm going to just tell you to scratch that. Whatever you do today, sit there in your car, fill it out, take it back in, have it date stamped. You done. It's off your to-do list. Y'all listen, this is worth it. All right, some local election offices will also allow you to fax or email your application if it's close to the deadline. But you have to call that local office to confirm. Just don't go faxing nothing. But we're not going to do that because we're going to do it today and we're going to take it in. Once received, carefully follow the ballot instructions. When completed, sign and date where indicated. Now, y'all, this is an important message. Hear me if you live in Florida. Ballots without dates or authentic signatures will be rejected. Y'all, please read. And here's the thing. If you don't understand what you're completing, ask somebody. Swallow your pride and ask somebody. It's confusing. I get it. Just ask. There's a friend out here who wants to help you. Now, they can't complete it for you. You have to fill it out yourself. But ask somebody. All right, your completed ballot must be received by mail at the address on the return envelope or placed in a nearby drop box by 7 p.m. on November the 5th. As soon as you get that back, I'ma just need you to go walk it in. Seriously, don't wait. Don't wait. Georgia, you pretty much have the same thing. Registration October 7th. Pick up application in person at local election office, or you can print a form online. Now, on Georgia, you can print the form online, but you have to make sure if you live in Georgia. Listen to me. This is why we're taking our time with this, because there's already shenanigans. If you have any family, friends, anybody that lives in these places, please tell them. Can y'all go listen to Gail Dudley on News in Motion, because she has a message for you. We don't have any room for error, okay? So people are printing forms off on TikTok. Don't do it. Just don't do it. They telling y'all don't do that. Y'all, if it's not the Secretary of State's office or the Board of Elections office, don't do it. Please don't do it. Don't print it off from TikTok, from Instagram, from Facebook. Don't even print it off from somebody's website unless it is the Secretary of State's website or the Board of Elections website. Can y'all please hear me? Please, I'm begging y'all to hear me. The shenanigans are out there, y'all, okay? Now, fill out and sign and date the application with a pen. Yeah. Y'all turning this stuff in with pencils. Y'all, I didn't know y'all can still get pencils. I didn't even know that was still a thing. An ink pen. Okay, y'all, an ink pen. Pencils can be erased, and they're finding that some are being erased. Y'all, please follow the rules. Follow the rules. It says on the app, because I looked it up. Y'all, the application says clear as day. A black or blue ink pen. That's what they say. They even tell you no Sharpies. They tell you it's on the application. Can y'all just read the application? And if you have questions, even if you're like, I don't understand. I'm not a reader. I don't read well. Swallow your pride and go ask somebody. Hell, call me up. I said hell, y'all, on the news. Call me up. I'll tell you. Please, y'all follow the directions. All right, then you have to return it by mail or in person by October 25th. Do it today. Do it today. Now, some local election offices will also allow you to fax. Again, the same thing I said about Florida. Please call and make sure. Read the ballot instructions carefully. Have your signature, and then complete the ballot. Must be received or put in the drop box by the 7 p.m. on November the 5th. We're not going to wait for that either. Kim Edmondson says black ink to be real official. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. Please. I already told you about the vice presidential debate. It will be live streamed on multiple platforms, including Paramount, YouTube, USA Today. They're all out there. Just find it. Now let's turn now to the aftermath of Hurricane Helene. Hundreds of people remain missing as of yesterday as rescue efforts continue. At least 130 have been confirmed dead due to the storm, which caused flooding and knocking out power to millions. Now, while Vice President Kamala Harris and candidate for President Kamala Harris and President Joe Biden are working with FEMA and trying to get things set up, you had the other dude using bricks from Valdosta, Georgia, a company that he made like a makeshift podium. They really did this. There's pictures. Go find it. It's real. It's not AI, y'all. It's real. And he started talking about where's the president, where's the vice president. They said they're waiting so they're not interfering with the emergency people and the efforts to find people, but that they're doing their due diligence on their side, and they will arrive to those places on time. And then he tried to say the president didn't contact Governor Kemp, and Governor Kemp, I love the side by sides where Governor Kemp the day before says, the president called, I missed the call, I called him back, we talked. Fast forward to yesterday, that dude Buttercup said he ain't even called. Governor Kemp been trying to find the president. He's not around. You lie. You are a liar. You are a liar. And the Bible I read says what he thinks about liars. So can you just stop lying? Can you please just stop lying? So he used this platform from a furniture store from Valdosta, Georgia, and he just keep his false claims going. But Harris and Biden said as soon as they have the sign that they can come and visit, because dude didn't even get permission to show up. He just showed up, took some bricks. Yo, it's crazy. He really did do that. Listen, that dude, you're right. That dude, listen, that dude. Dr. Antoinette says the decent human being thing is to not do anything to interfere with the efforts to help. I'm telling you, Pastor Alex, what's up? He said he is the father of lies. Listen, he really is. He really is. And I can't hold back today. I'm not holding back anymore. All right, Verizon customers. Now, before all of y'all start coming after us, Verizon customers, today may be your day. It has come to find out that it was a hack, okay? So all these things are happening right before the election. Some people came forth, so they're the ones that did it. And they said they targeted all these carriers. So it was Verizon yesterday. Your day may be today. So listen, if you see the SOS or whatever, just follow the steps. Be patient. See if it comes back on. All of Verizon customers are not back on as of early this morning. Some of you may still have the SOS mode on your phone, meaning that you can only make emergency calls, but you should be able to text. So follow that as well. There were some the President of the United States released the following proclamations for October. So I want to read these real quick. I'm just giving the titles. National Disability Employment Awareness Month, National Clean Energy Action Month, National Breast Cancer Awareness Month, Cyber Security Awareness Month, National Domestic Violence Month, National Youth Justice Action Month. I'm so sure there are more, but those were the ones that came out upon my coming on this morning. There were 3 memorandums from the White House. Memorandum on a presidential determination with respect to the effort of foreign governments regarding trafficking in persons. Y'all, that is a thing, and it's huge here, even in the United States of America. Memorandum on a presidential determination and certification with respect to the Child Soldiers Prevention Act of 2008. Read it. I'm going to try to add that to the Friday rundown. It's an interesting read, and you should really know about it. Memorandum on the presidential determination on refuge emissions for fiscal year 2025. Additionally, the president signed Senate Bill 3765 on yesterday. That is the United States Commission on International Religious Freedom Reauthorization Act of 2024, which extends and authorizes annual appropriations for the United States Commission on International Religious Freedom through fiscal year 2026. He specifically thanked Senators Rubio, Cardin, Cruz, and Coons, Langford, and Representatives Chris Smith, Isu, I hope I say his name correct, for their leadership. Now, the reason I'm sharing that, you really want to read Senate Bill 3764. I promise you, you want to read it. So while people are out here saying this administration is not doing anything, they are doing a lot to protect our freedom. So the inspirational message today, and I'm out of here. We'll be back tomorrow with Workshop Wednesday. I have me all week. I have no guests this week. I did it intentionally. It's just going to be the Gail Dudley week, okay? We're going old school with news in motion, okay? Inspirational message today kicks off my 31 days of inspiration on my writer's platform, Medium. You can go to gaildudley.medium.com. gaildudley.medium.com. You can subscribe every day. There's going to be either an excerpt or the entire devotion from the book Inspire, a Call to Action. You do not need the book to follow along. But I decided back in July when I was talking with my team that month of October leading up to the election, with so much going on, so much stress, so much anxiety, so much negativity, and the rhetoric that's coming forth, that we're going to need a dose of inspiration every day. So on that Medium platform, you can follow along. Again, you can subscribe, but I'm either going to take the entire devotion and put it in there for 31 days. So we're not going to get all of them. They will not be in order. It will be however God is moving me to do it. I thought I was going to sit down and do them all and be done with it. God said, no, that's not what I said. I said, you need to pray and then put the one I need you to put each day. So each day should be able to speak to people as you go along. Again, that's gaildudley.medium.com. Subscribe. The first one I think comes out about 9:05 this morning, which is the introduction. It gives you some prompts. There's going to be call to action. So why am I doing that? Why inspiration? I believe that all of us need to be inspired today. I do. I believe it. So many of us have so many things that are going on. We need to be inspired today. Many of you know when I shared last Thursday, my daughter's like, you still coming to Atlanta? No, not with the hurricane. And I did not go. She even had the nerve to call me and say, Mom, I lost electricity and that's why I'm not there. Have fun, sit in the dark, do whatever you do, pray, find something to do. You'll enjoy yourself. But I'm sharing that because even in that, I stayed home. And I thought I was going to just chill. I'm like into the Netflix series Blacklist. It's amazing. And so I thought I was just going to do that. Even when my husband said, are you going to go to church with me? Because he was preaching Sunday morning. I was like, that's not on my agenda. That's not my testimony. But I got up that Sunday and I was like, you know, I think I feel like going to church. So I went. Then there was a concert of prayer that evening. And he said, are you going to that? No, that's not my testimony. But I felt like joining in prayer. And I'm so glad that I went. It was absolutely phenomenal. That inspiration, you never really know when you need that dose of inspiration. To hear prayer from a woman who is Chinese and who gave her prayer in Chinese. And I promise you, everybody in the sanctuary of Mount Olivet Baptist Church, I think we all understood exactly what she said, because by the end of her prayer, I think we were all wiped out. But that was a dose of inspiration I needed to know that although, and she said something, she said, in every language, hallelujah is the same word, hallelujah. And I think that's really what set the place ablaze. But inspiration, y'all, in everything that we're dealing with and we're faced with, we may see a shortage of produce. We may see a shortage of paper towel. We may see a shortage of medicine, of infant formula, or whatever. Well, inspiration is to sit back and just pause and say, okay, but I'm still alive. I'm still breathing. I can live off of water for 24, 48, maybe even 72 hours, even though I don't want to. I'm able to do that. I have friends. I can call up people to communicate with, to be encouraged by, and to live and to move and to have my being. That dose of inspiration that sometimes we don't turn to because it's not readily available, because we have no one speaking truth to us. We're allowing the negativity to feed and recycle in our brain over and over and over again. Well, a dose of inspiration can bring you out of it. I put a image up on my I'm trying to see if I can find it real quick, up on my Instagram page that said talking about the Bible, and it was saying if we would just pray just for a few moments, that can change. I can't find it. That can change our what we're thinking. If we would just read the Bible, read one scripture, that can change our thinking. If we would just surround ourselves with people who would uplift us, that will change our thinking. If we would just pause and breathe and hear our inhale and exhale, that will change what we are thinking. And we have to pause long enough to say, okay, what's truth in this? What does this look like? How do I live, move, and have my being? Y'all, that dose of inspiration, I think, is going to change a lot for us. I was speaking with a pastor on Sunday, and she brought up something that's so key. She's a chaplain at The Ohio State University. Pastor Imani Jones, Dr. Imani Jones, let me say it that way. And she was saying on November the 6th, although I don't believe the election is going to be called to probably November, right before Thanksgiving. I hope that's not the case, but that's what I believe. Because he's going to do everything he can to hold it up. Because he's going to lose. I'm going to speak that into the atmosphere. He's going to lose. So he's going to try to find a way to cheat and hold things up. But regardless of what side of the aisle people are on, the final count of the election, there are going to be people who are going to be depressed, oppressed, sad, angry, frustrated, afraid, you name it, regardless of what side of the aisle they're on. So are those of us who have some sort of care, kindness, soul care, support, are we willing and able to share, not to disgrace whoever loses, excuse me, not to disgrace them, but to say, you know what, there's a God, there's a man by the name of Jesus who will wipe away all your tears, who will soothe all your fears, who will help with your pain, who will help transform your thinking, who will give you what you need to keep going. Are we willing to stand in that space? Because people are going to need us. I'm telling you, whatever the outcome. Again, I have a real belief of what the outcome is going to be. I really do. But it's not going to be easy. It is not going to be easy. More and more Republicans and GOP, they're backing presidential candidate Kamala Harris. Like, they're coming out in droves backing her. So now there's all of these other things that are happening. I just keep saying, President Biden, since the Supreme Court gave immunity, can you just go ahead and not do anything crazy? No violence. I'm not talking violence, but can you just go ahead and say, no, this is how the voting is going to go? Not the outcome, but we're going to not count ballots. We're going to let the system be the system. We're going to let the electoral college be the electoral college. We're not going to have any shenanigans and any cheating. This is how, can you just sign that into law? Can you just do that? Seriously. But we got to be prepared. People need inspiration. Every day, people are needing some inspiration. And I'm calling on us to be a part of that inspiration. All right, y'all know y'all sick of me this morning. But the news is what it is. Dr. Antoinette says, speak, prophet. I do not consider myself a prophet, but okay. If that came out that way, okay. Every now and then God will give me a word and I have to share it. You know, I try to hold it back and God's like, no, I need you to share it. And I'm learning how to do that more. Y'all, there's people I want y'all to support. And I'm going to start putting a list together and start sharing them on News in Motion. No, they're not paying me to do it. But I want us to start lifting up people. So if you can't go to the grocery store, you cannot go to Target or wherever you go to find what you need. There's people who have what you need. Seriously, y'all, gifts. Change the gifts. Buy books. It's okay. Forget the iPads. Forget the Kindles. Buy books. Bless people with books. Candles, there's candle makers out here, y'all. There's designers out here. There's artists out here. Let's be intentional and give those kind of gifts this holiday season. Seriously. All right, y'all. Y'all know what I say. Stay well, everyone. And remember, make some bold moves. We're out.
News in motion.